Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, on this episode of Bullet Points, we're going to talk about this CRS Firearms situation with Matt. Now, I'm sure you guys are aware, Matt is a YouTuber. He's a firearms YouTuber who was arrested by the U.S. Marshals and has a lot of pending charges, a lot of things, and honestly, he's jammed up pretty bad with what's going on. I have not made a video until now, and the reason why is because I want to understand exactly what's going on before I put out a video with a statement which would give you either good information or bad information. That's just the way that I run my channel. There have been days of conversations between other creators trying to help, lots of backdoor conversations with lawyers, lots of things are happening, and the community is supporting him on the backside specifically. And you guys are doing an incredible job as well. I've seen a lot of outpouring of support, which is incredibly encouraging. So thank you guys for supporting him. The thing that we're going to talk about is what overall happened, and then I'm going to say the real problem here, because this is bigger than just the firearms industry on YouTube. This is bigger than the ATF. This is a bureaucracy problem that is occurring in multiple different industries, but we'll get that in a second. One of the things that essentially happened was the rules changed. He was engaging in certain activities with things called auto key cards. You can know what they are, you cannot know what they are. That's not really the important piece. The important piece is he was engaging in behavior that was completely legal. The ATF reinterpreted existing law, added what he was doing as something that was illegal, and he is now being held against the actions he took when it was legal, if that makes sense. It would be the equivalent to you driving down the road at 60 miles an hour because that is the speed limit, and you did that for 5 years. Well, all of a sudden, the laws and the speed limit on that road changed to 45. You're now being charged for speeding 15 miles over every single time you drove that road. That's a good equivalent to somebody who's on an everyday basis. And that's really where the problem lies. Now, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a police officer. I have no previous experience in criminal justice or lawyers or litigation. So I'm going to stay out of that piece. Jared had a great video talking about that piece yesterday. But the thing that's really messed up about this, and this is the part that's really bad, you're being charged for something that at the time was legal, is now not legal, but you're being held liable to when it was legal. And that's the problem. You see this across the board through many bureaucracies. You see it in the banking regulatory industry. You see it in financial technology overall. Basically what happens is the technology and all the things in an industry change, and what will happen is legislation will catch up, and they will charge you for what you did when it was legal. That's why we focus so hard on this channel, all about driving towards 2022, getting the right people, not just Republicans, the right people in power to bring some of this back. Because essentially, the legislative agenda has died, has stalled in Congress. Biden cannot do what he wants. The executive branch is all they have left. So they're flexing a little harder with the power that they do have left. This is a pretty good example. The ATF is charging him with things on conspiracy. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to get too deep into it. The big problem here is they're charging him for something that at the time that he did it was legal. It is a stretch, as Jared said, but again, I'm not a lawyer and I don't want to get too involved in that aspect. This is the problem. If you do something, and they call it ex post facto, if you do something at the time it was illegal, or it was legal, and now illegal, that's a big problem. Like I said, the speed limit thing. I've personally experienced this on the platform you're watching, right? So I've had 100 videos out before, and they were perfectly according to the community guidelines. The community guidelines change. YouTube says, oh, those violate our new community guidelines, even though at the time they were perfectly fine. I get demonetized, I get a strike, I get all these different things. And that's not right. And that speaks to a broader problem in our culture. Our political culture right now thinks that they can pretty much make a law, change it, and enforce it to do whatever they want against whomever they want. And that's why this is a small case in a firearms industry. But it's incredibly important for us to stand up and drive towards 2022 and help support Matt while we do it. Now, if you want to support Matt, my support goes out to him. I'm trying to help him the best I can, like I said, behind the scenes. But go to his channel. There are multiple other creators who are closer to him, who know him personally. You have options to do that there. They've set up GoFundMes. They've set up different YouTube channel video systems. They've got a lot of stuff that you can go and at least look at and observe and make your own decisions. And that's what I've got for you today. My best goes out to Matt and his family. Stick with it. You're going to get through this, but it's going to be rough in the short term. And know that the YouTube community has your back, and we aren't going to leave you behind. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting Matt in advance. And until the next one, I'm Braden. See you later.